Meet Edwin. Here he is here, this guy. Now notice that he's wearing Masonic robes with Masonic symbols on them. So let's just make a start right from there. And he's holding a hairdryer. And on his website he refers to Christians as Xitians, you know, spelt with the X. Which, as most of you out there who are Christians know, is a term of abuse used, which is hurled against Christians on the internet by so-called atheists who don't even know what the word atheist means, because they're so intelligent they form groups called rational response groups, etc., and spend their time threatening to kill people on the internet. That's very rational, and this also is incredibly rational, with an R on the IR at the beginning, irrational. Now this guy is unbaptizing people who are coming willingly to be unbaptized from what has been termed by these groups as a form of child abuse, that a child is baptized against their will when they're a child, obviously, by their parents, or evil parents. Let's put this straight away first of all before we go any further. This kind of nonsense doesn't even deserve a real video. What it deserves is a cartoon. A baptism of a child by parents is a promise being made by the parents to bring the child up in a Christian manner, bring them up to know of the Lord. It's a promise being made, it's a ritual promise being made by the parents. The child is simply bathed with a bit of water. The child obviously doesn't know what's going on, but that's, of course, to these people's minds and to their stupidity, the child has been baptized. You know, Jesus Christ said that, you know, we need to be baptized from above in order to become born again. So yeah, there's a baptism with water. But when Jesus, for instance, was baptized by John the Baptist, Jesus was grown up. And he knew exactly what he was doing. When you baptize a little child, the child doesn't know what they're doing. And it's a promise being made by the parents. So it's not actually a real baptism in that sense. And these people have taken this now to a new level with hairdryers. And this guy, this Edwin geezer, with his Masonic robes and his ridiculous hairdryer and this ridiculous thing that's on the top of his body, which he calls his head, is out there unbaptizing people. Now these people that are going there willingly of their own accord to be blown with a... I've got to be careful what I say here. Well, with a hairdryer. And watch this. This is so pathetic. But watch what he does. That, for instance, this guy comes forward and he's quickly blown with the hairdryer. This guy comes forward and the hairdryer is quickly blown over here. And then a girl comes along. Now, look at the amount of time it takes unbaptizing this guy and unbaptizing the young girl. Now notice that he's wearing Masonic robes with Masonic symbols on them. And he's touching her as well. And he's still touching her. And he's still touching her. And he's reaching as she's leaving. I think there was a little bit too much touching there for an unbaptism, don't you? Or any other kind of so-called baptism. Now notice that he's wearing Masonic robes with Masonic symbols on them. Now here's another unbaptism video of people doing the same thing again. I'll just move it forward a bit for you. So here they come, all happily to be unbaptized. There you go. And the next one. Now doesn't this look like a church? Doesn't this look like some kind of a church meeting? Doesn't their behaviour look as if it's some kind of worship? Why would people who believe in nothing get together and perform a ridiculous ceremony with hairdryers and putting their arms in postures and stuff, which you would see in a church, and saying hallelujah, etc.? Are they parodying or are they in fact worshipping? Now notice that he's wearing Masonic robes with Masonic symbols on them. Whichever it is that they're doing, there's one thing for certain. There's no reason for people who have no belief to meet up in a church and be unbaptised of something that they don't believe in and therefore could not possibly affect them anyway. There seems to be a little bit more going on. And of course, I'll draw your attention back to the gowns of Edwin there, which are Masonic gowns. Yeah, you see, this kind of nonsense doesn't even deserve a real video. What it deserves is a cartoon, because these people are caricatures of real life. They may as well have un-birthday parties where they hit each other with condoms and declare themselves unborn. Well, they're unintelligent. That is the one thing that is for certain.